So why should you market your business on Pinterest? Well, essentially Pinterest is just another channel through which you can get in front of your potential customers so you can drive traffic to your website and generate sales. But there are a couple of unique things about Pinterest compared to other social media platforms. So I do want to really highlight those now and also give you some examples of how businesses are using Pinterest successfully. So the first thing to know is that Pinterest has over 200 million active monthly users. And if we compare that to other social media sites out there, we can see that Facebook's at the top here with 2 billion. Then we have YouTube, then we have Instagram, Twitter, etc. And down here is Pinterest, which comparatively you would think, oh, Pinterest is tiny, it's not even worth my time. But there's still 200 million active monthly users on Pinterest. So it is a massive audience. There's a massive amount of people there. And it's also not nearly as competitive as these other better well-known marketing channels. So that is a great reason to even be interested in Pinterest. Always where there's less competition is where you want to be. Now, in terms of the gender split on Pinterest, a lot of first impressions are, oh, Pinterest is only for women, but actually it's about a 60-40 split. And so even if you have a business that's more focused on males, then Pinterest can definitely be a good marketing channel for you as well. Now, to understand really how to use Pinterest as a business, I think it's first really important to understand how people actually use Pinterest. Why do they even use Pinterest when there are all these other social networks out there? And what I have here is a Pinterest profile of Lauren Alexander. This is just a random person. I don't know her, but I found her profile and I think it does represent very well why people would use Pinterest. So she has a couple of boards here. And boards are just a way to categorize her ideas. And inside these boards, you can see that they have pins. So these pins, all they are just images. And then what happens in these pins is that you can see the link back to the original poster site where there's more details on this. So in this example, we can see that Lauren here wants to create a dream house. And so she creates a board so she can categorize all those ideas together. And then inside there, when she searches Pinterest or is following certain things that she likes, then she just saves this to her board so that she has it there. And then she can always go back to the website to read more about it or to buy the product. So the thing about Pinterest and why people really use it is that they're here to plan, buy, or do things. And that is very, very different to, say, Facebook, where they're more there to just hang out with their friends and catch up with news. People on Pinterest are very proactive. They really want to bring their ideas to life. And they come to Pinterest in order to get the ideas, gather them together so that they can really visualize their ideas in a much better way. So why is that good for businesses? Well, one, you're dealing with very proactive people who want to see things happen in the world. That you could say is a lot better than Facebook, where people are very passive and they're just consuming content. And also in terms of, what stage they're at in the buying process here. Lauren, for example, for a dream house, she's very early on in the process of planning that idea. And again, that's something quite unique, and it's something that actually Pinterest really sell as their unique selling point for businesses. So reach people early, inspire them to act. And that is also very different to, say, if you go to type into Google as a user, they already know exactly what they want. Whereas on Pinterest, they don't know exactly what they want. They don't know what paint they want. So by having visual images of it here and catching their attention, they go, oh, that's what I want. They're going to add it to their board. And that makes it very likely, or at least more likely, that they're going to buy your paint or whatever in the future. So hopefully now you understand why people use Pinterest. It's really because they're looking for things to plan, buy, or do. Could be even travel, places they want to travel. ideas for digital marketing that they want to group together that they might be using for later. It could be weddings they're planning, whatever. They're really here. They're very proactive people, and they're very early on in the planning stage, which is a great place to catch them if you're a business. Now let's have a look at some actual businesses taking advantage of Pinterest then as a marketing channel and driving a lot of traffic and sales. And one of the biggest accounts on Pinterest is Moria Seal. It is an e-commerce store. You can see they've over 900,000 followers, and they're an e-commerce store that sells handmade gifts, fashion, home decor, etc. Now what you can see that they've done down here is created their own boards, so really grouping together their different products, etc. And you can see here, if we click in, that these are actually just images from their e-commerce store highlighting their products. And if we click in here and visit it, this will bring you back to the e-commerce checkout page. So, I mean, it's pretty cool for an e-commerce store as well. They're just showing their products here. Someone like Lauren, if she liked those earrings, she could add them to her fashion board and maybe go ahead and buy them later on. So the key thing is, for a business, you're actually not creating a lot of new content. All you're doing is making your content available on Pinterest so that people can add it and create their ideas. So you can see here that this is not new content that the e-commerce store has created. These are just the images of their products that they've organized onto Pinterest into certain categories and added a little bit more information about them here as well. So that was an e-commerce store. I think it's a perfect fit for Pinterest. And let's have a look at another type of site now as well. So this is a blog. It's called Pinch of Yum. It's a food blog. And you can see what she's done here is just make sure that they have eye-catching visuals here. But essentially it is just going to be recipes that are on their site. And if we click into this, we can see if people want to make this, then they come back to the website to read the full recipe here. So it's a great platform actually for getting people back to your site, because you're only giving them a visual preview of what you can help them do, and then they have to go back to your site to actually find out how to do it. And so it's a great way to just redirect traffic from Pinterest, funnel it back to your website. Now I do want to give you one other example, and this is actually geared towards males. So come back to this. So this is a Pinterest account called Beardaholic, obviously geared towards males. They are helping those who want to have a better beard, solve problems and solutions, guides for beard care, beard from a woman's perspective, and much more. So this is actually a website, and they're actually an e-commerce store as well that sell products for beards. So if we look at beard grooming tips, you can see that they have the images here. 6 reasons why you should be using beard oil, a quality beard oil, and then you can see the article here as well, which just brings it back to their website. So very good way to get traffic back to your site, just using Pinterest, and all you really need are those good visuals to catch people's attention. So one final thing that you can do if you're still not sure if Pinterest is going to be a good marketing channel for your business now or in the future is just come in and use the Pinterest search bar. So you can type in anything here, like say yoga, and actually you can see yoga for men, before and after, pants girl, flexibility, workout, weight loss. This search bar on Pinterest is actually something as well that makes it very unique compared to other social networks. Now remember, Pinterest is really designed to help people plan and do things and buy things. So that's why this search bar is extremely good. And they suggest a lot of the popular terms that people are searching for. So as a business, you can come in here and just look at what they are suggesting. And these are posts that you can definitely put up in order to get ranked in the Pinterest search engine here. And the cool thing is that if you rank in the search engine here on Pinterest, you can be, like in Google, getting traffic for that term back to your website for weeks, months, or even years. So that's another cool thing about Pinterest, is that it has that long-term potential as a marketing channel, because unlike Facebook, where it's filtered out after a day or two, you can be appearing in this Pinterest search engine for a long time, and that's another great reason to get in on Pinterest. So to wrap it up, why should you be using Pinterest as a marketing channel? Well, it's less competitive than others. It's also got very proactive people who want to get things done. You can get them early on in their decision-making process, and it also has an amazing search engine, which means that your content can really appear at the top of the rankings for weeks, months, or even years, which gives you a lot of long-term website traffic and sales. So hopefully that has convinced you that Pinterest is a great marketing channel, and at least clarifies for you why you should be using Pinterest.